Oh, hi there. It is Wednesday. Welcome to the channel. And I have my cup of tea. You could probably see it, or maybe not. I thought you might be able to see it steaming in here, as it sometimes does. But I'm going to play some Shogi today. I am going to play the Shogi Club 24 event on Shogi Wars, which is 1 minute, 30-second byoyomi, no Kishin. Limited number of players, but we'll see if we can find some people. And let me just get rid of this. And let's begin. I am going to play Murata system today, or I am at least going to try to. And if they play Fury-Bisha, I am going to go into my girl in the box, or my girl in the box, what I've learned from Koshiro, and going from sort of the Murata system approach. Hey, Tortupi, great to see you. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. So that is special event, and then 1 minute 30-second. If you haven't done this, so just to show if you are interested in playing in this time control, click the event button on the main page. Go to the bottom. Currently it says 24. The one that says 24. It's not in English, but go to that one. Click to enter. It'll ask you for your email address, I think, and some validation, and then you will be entered. And I am in here as well. Won one of these games on stream. Hey, Foradun, nice to see you. So you'll get in here, and then that option when you go to play will show up. So, a little roundabout, but not too bad. Unfortunately, it's not just in that main list. Otherwise, I think we might get more players, but it is what it is. So, 1 minute, 30-second. Going to search. Hopefully find some games. Yeah, happy podcast day. So, yeah, it's 1 minute, and... No, it's not 1.5 minute. It's... Wait, what did I do? It's 1 minute with 30-second byoyomi. 1 minute main time, 30-second byoyomi. Like my title, I seem to have trouble writing that title. I said 1 minute, 30-second byoyomi games. Yeah, I didn't quite. I wanted to make it clear that byoyomi was in play, but 1M30S is not exactly how we usually write those things. If this doesn't work out, maybe I'll go to lishogi. Maybe I'll go to 81 Dojo and just play some. I'm not feeling the competitive. I am not feeling the competitive juices, I guess, today. So, I'm going to play these slower games and just hang out and talk. Hey, Emperor Rex. See, nice interview for interest from the West. What is that? Wait, the recent podcast, or which interview? VMD Ayaka. Hello. Nice to see you. Boy. My hands are cold. Oh, the castles. Flying Carrots, nice to see you. Hope I'm winning. I have not started yet. I hope I will be too. This is the first game, and these 1 minute, 30-second byoyomi games take a little longer to find someone. Yeah, I think, Emperor Rex, having a podcast about the castles and openings, I think would be interesting. Like I've said before, though, I just don't feel like I have all that much experience in a wide variety of them. So, my knowledge level is relatively low Can you buy a hoodie from Europe? Yes, you definitely can, and some people have. The shipping may be a little steep. It might be a little expensive, I think. But then again, it's also somewhat steep in the United States. This vendor, I'll have to look, but I think this vendor may ship some of its products out of Europe. But the short answer is yes. The long answer is yeah, shop.ShogiDad.com. So just, did this not work? I don't get much from these sales. I get something, certainly, and I'm grateful. But this site is. I try to keep the prices as low as they will let me go, because I know that, especially because I know that the shipping is a cost. I just want there to be some Shogi merch out there if people want some Shogi merch. I know a few years ago, I was looking, and I was just trying to buy up anything I could on Amazon that had Shogi on it. Just because I wanted some sort of Shogi stuff to wear to around the house or to the Shogi club or whatnot. So I'm just trying to add some options to that market. Okay. So while this is going on, should I look at lishogi? I would like to play on lishogi if I could do Fisher, but the Fisher time control stuff is a little weird. Can you rephrase that, Flying Parrot? I'm not sure if I understand. I do not make these. I have no part in the production of these. I just brought the image in and put the design and selected the colors. The company behind it is fourthwall.com, who does a lot of sort of streamer merch and online merch. They're really nice to work with, and I think the products are very nice. The key problem is the shipping cost, when you compare it to Amazon. But I applied a couple years ago. Maybe I should apply again. I was going to apply again, but I applied a couple years ago to be an Amazon merchant so that I could sell t-shirts through them. But they denied me. So we don't have that option. I think if the shirts were sold on Amazon, they could be like $20, free shipping. The Amazon shirts, I will say, are not as high quality as even the lowest end of the shirts on fourthwall.com, which is backing shop.ShogiDad.com. But I think the YouTube shirt quality is good enough to certainly get something, and the price cannot be beat. So it might be nice to try that again. Hey, Koshiro. Layout. I'm just waiting for a game here. Yeah, I mean, I'll once the game starts, I think I'll switch it to the playing layout. But we're just hanging here. We are just. I'm trying to go for the 1 minute 30-second byoyomi. I'm trying to get a 1 minute 30-second byoyomi game. I'm in my mind as I'm talking. I'm debating, should I go somewhere else? But then if I don't even play one Shogi Wars game, do I have to go through? Like, am I obligated to change my title? I should change my title. Like, if I'm not going to be playing this and it looks like I'm not, maybe I should be changing my title. All right. I'll cancel. I'll cancel this. I'll go and I will Wednesday Shogi. Murata system, and oh, I don't know if I can even change the yes, I can change the title on YouTube. Wednesday Shogi, Murata system, and in lishogi games. All right. So as soon as I hit enter, it's going to give me a game here. But let me edit. So I edited YouTube, and now I'm time to edit. I edited Twitch. We got that, and now I'll cancel. All right, unfortunate. So I'll leave this up. I'll leave this up for now. Let's go to lishogi, and then I will change the scene. We got anonymous 510, anonymous 10-0, anonymous 30, not anonymous, count on 10. Count on 10 is a beast. Count on 10 is really good, a really good player. But I don't want to play 3-0. I just kind of want to relax and play some games today. Flying Parrots. Yeah, the Shogi Dad hoodie is €4 more than the nekobisha hoodie. Yeah, they are a different... they're a different... they're a slightly different... I think they're maybe a different brand and a different material. So I actually think they're both really nice. On mine, so on, I have both of them. To me, the nekobisha hoodie is thicker, like is a bit thicker, and it is, for the size, a bit looser. The Shogi Dad tee is a tighter knit, I think. The Shogi Dad hoodie, I think, is a slightly tighter knit that feels more tapered on the body for the same size. I can't do it, and keep in mind, this is just this is one. I only have experience with 2 of these pieces of equipment of items. So that is mine. There is a different brand, and I think it's a different brand and a slightly different composition for each hoodie. And in my experience, for the same size, the Shogi Dad hoodie is slightly thinner because it feels like a tighter weave, and a more form-fitting hoodie. To my taste, honestly, I prefer the nekobisha. I prefer the feel of the nekobisha hoodie, even though it is less expensive. But I am more of a baggy hoodie wearer in general. All right, I'm gonna just take one of these games. Gosh, none of these are great time controls. Why is this happening? So I'm gonna look. Do we have presets for those? So why are people asking for casual, like 510 something to... I'm curious why that happens. Is that a popular time... I mean, that's maybe because it's chess. It sounds similar to chess. So I'm going to put up a game. I'll put up a game. No increment. Let's get this out of here. I'm going to do 5 minutes. I'm going to do 10:30. 10:30. Random side. Yeah, the mugs I think are really nice. I have both sides of mugs. I was showing them on stream last week. I actually really like the mugs, and I don't want to just shill them. I'm not trying to. I don't want anyone to get something that they don't like, but I really like the mugs. Hey, Ghost One. My preferred. This is a World Chess Hall of Fame mug. I love this tapered shape. Unfortunately, the provider that I'm using can't do these tapered shapes. But that said, the shapes that we have, it's a nice rounded. It's upright, but it still feels very good in the hand, and it's upright. I go through a lot of mugs every week. Most of my World Chess Hall of Fame, I bought a bunch of these from the St. Louis Chess Club, or World Chess Hall of Fame in St. Louis, and most of them have most of the label worn off at this point. But this one you could still see World Chess, assuming that this is focusing World Chess Hall of Fame. I really love these mugs. Oh yeah, we're not getting into the LeBron or Michael again. No more. All right. Well, it's tough to so far I've had no luck on Shogi Wars, and I'm not having luck on 81 Doge on lishogi. So maybe today won't be a Shogi day. Maybe if I can't get these games. All right. No one wants to play 1530. I'll play this anonymous player in 1510. Well, I was going to say, I don't really want a fast game, but that's not that fast. Let's just do it. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. All right. Oh, that's not right. That's not right because the silver is there, right? That's interesting. That's very interesting to me, actually. I'd like to look at that one after. Do I have the speed? I don't think so. I'm going to do this. Interesting that he didn't go there. Or maybe I should have pushed. I should have gotten the bishop out by pushing this pawn. Strange. All right, let's resign. Yeah. Okay. So I fell for it. I definitely. Where am I looking? Where am I what am I looking to do here? Should I push the pawn? Is this already too late? So once the gold comes up, what do I need to do? So gold comes up. Do I just push? I think, okay. Yeah, oh, so the engine's saying here or here. Yeah, I think I need to do this now. I can't. What did I do? Oh, I pushed. Oh, gosh. Okay, I can't allow this pawn push. Okay, so that's the key. That's the key. I take with the bishop, and the question is, what do we do here? Like, he doesn't have to put a pawn here. And in fact, that isn't the move. The engine's saying this, or the pawn. But anyway, let's say they drop the pawn, and then we come out to 4-6. Yeah. And now I can make my move. Now I can play. Hey Tulip, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Okay, so and then but you know, I'm going to guess that I wasn't dead lost here. I'm going to guess that I wasn't dead lost. Bring the knight up or go 5-9 gold. Yeah, or push the pawn. Yeah, this was a big mistake. This was a bigger mistake. And then this was a bigger mistake. And then this was a massive mistake. So I could take, he takes, and then I push this pawn. I mean, it's still bad. Don't get me wrong, it's still bad, and it's from a practical standpoint, I think it's going to be hard to play this on my side. But this is slightly better. You think I need to do silver 7-5? When do you think? I think I played it perfectly, you know, air quotes perfectly. I think I played it according to schedule until here. I think here I had to get this bishop here. Whether I do it directly or whether I do it sort of indirectly. I had to have that silver on, or that bishop on 4-6. So I think, like, you know, this is the position. Like, this is how it goes. I overstepped my bounds. I can't remove it. Well, I didn't though. It was here. You think I need to leave it here? Maybe. The only other move besides 6/6 silver that the engine wants is this, which seems weird. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I resigned. um, I think, yeah. I just made myself one move too slow with this move. Good game to my opponent. Good game. All right, let's go to another. Let's do another. Let's do another. All right. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Okay. Actually, so I take, drops. They're better set up. So I don't want that. Do I want to defend this? So I've got 3 pawns. If I drop a pawn, takes, drop a pawn, I take this pawn, bishop takes, then I redrop the pawn. That might be a little annoying. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's. I wonder if that was that a pre-move? Was that a pre-move or a misclick? I bet that was a a selected piece that was then accidentally got a second click. One thing I noticed the other day, let me just think for a second here. I think this is just mate. One thing I noticed the other day. Oh, that you can resign, not on your move? Okay. Arigatou gozaimashita. One thing I noticed, I was watching Title Tuesday yesterday. Magnus Carlsen was streaming, and he's an amazing blitz player, and he moves pieces around like no one's business. But yesterday, a couple times during his stream, while I was watching anyway, in an endgame, he did the click click. He did the click click style, which I was stunned by. I don't know if he was just being extra thoughtful. Go Henro! Hello! Good to see you! Good to see you! Welcome! It's been a while. I just what was I gonna do here? So the question is, what am I gonna do here? I wasn't so sure. Like I'm tempted to just do this. I'm tempted to just take the knight. Take the knight, threatens the silver. Because I don't see a better surrounding move. Like I can't surround here because the bishop. Obviously I can't surround in this file because of the rook. Tulip, you're a click click fan? If you have the Unleash Shogi, you click click. But you're a young person. Young people don't click click. Old boomers click click. Boomers are the ones who are click clicking. Like on Shogi Wars, obviously, we pretty much have to click click. I-81 Dojo, you have to click click. Side note, I think 81 Dojo is the best implementation of the click click because you click and it picks up the piece, and so when you move your mouse, the piece is moving. You say more options for mistakes. Are you playing on a trackpad? Gilmar, hello, over on YouTube. Forced to watch chess content because no one plays shogi. Sag. That's the life of a shogi player. That is the life of a shogi player. We've got to make do. We've got to watch chess to get that fix. But the thing is, I also love watching chess. I don't like I said, I don't play chess, but I do enjoy spectating it, and I do enjoy doing chess puzzles. And I think if shogi wasn't here, or if I wasn't playing shogi, I would probably play chess. But it's hard not to enjoy watching it. It's just very compelling content. The games are good. The personalities are, for the most part, interesting as long as you stick to personalities that you care about. There's a chance you might let go of the mouse button as you're moving. That's true, but I think that is mostly, that fear I think is biggest when playing with a trackpad. Because with the trackpad you have to hold with your thumb, and then you're moving. It's very easy to just make that slightest lift. I think with a mouse it's harder to make a. I think with a mouse this is much less of an issue. The thing with click click is that I think sometimes, especially if you're drawing arrows, it's very easy to forget that, oh, I didn't draw. It's like you draw your arrows and then you click with the left mouse button accidentally, but you actually had a piece selected. So I have done that. I've done that on Shogi Club 24 a bunch of times. On mobile, you use two thumbs to play. Really? Really? So the fast players that I have watched play mobile, they use fingers. They use two-hand fingers. They use two-hand. So when I play on Shogi Wars mobile, I play one hand holding the device, one hand pecking with the fingers, and I'm very fast. Like on mobile, I am very fast, and I still can get dirty flagged, but I'm usually the one to what is the Heisenberg what is the Heisenberg "I'm the one who knocks" statement? The speech in Breaking Bad, "I'm the one who knocks." When I'm playing on mobile, I'm usually the one who's dirty flagging. Who's doing the who's doing the dirty work? Like if someone is dirty flagging in my mobile games, usually I'm the one who's doing it. Because I think I feel, when I come off stream, and I play off stream, I think I feel so liberated, and I feel so sort of like free that I'm just blasting moves out on mobile. The mouse is such a limiting factor for my movement, I've found on Shogi Wars, that when I am off stream, it's just like I'm almost too fast, that I don't think enough. My problem on mobile becomes that I don't think through enough. Just because I can move quickly, I do move quickly. But I'm stunned that you don't like the. I'm stunned that you don't. All things considered, that you don't prefer the drag. Because the drag way seems to be. And maybe it's just it's biased because the people who I watch playing chess are mostly very strong players who are streamers. But they're all dragging. They're all dragging. It's so fast. They're dragging, they're making their moves. Yeah, watching my son play, he drags as well. Go ahead, we're free from having to leave beautiful Kifus. Yeah, as if I have a choice of whether or not I leave a beautiful Kifu or not. As if I have a choice. Mithrandir, hello, good to see you. Yeah, I don't think I have much chance. I don't think I have much choice in there. Okay, so I'm going to look at this. I'm going to see what the engine is saying here. Because I said, I think I'm just going to take this knight. I liked it. This is a very adult move. This is a very adult move. That's how. So I didn't see how to surround the king because of these. I think this is a nice way. Yeah. Yeah. If the rook takes, then we can attack the rook. Or I think we could come out to this side as well, and then the king is going to be blocking the rook. What is the proper follow-up to this? Yeah, attack the rook with the knight. But how bad? I mean, it can't be that bad to take the. It's not that bad. It's also fine. There's a lot of moves here. So what so here, I am Gote here. I dropped the pawn, but it looks like the engine didn't like that so much. The engine did want to defend here and just make Gang. I should have done that. I should have done that. I wasn't ready to give up on this attack, and maybe I should have, because the thing, I think this was a case where I let my stream title influence my play. It's like I said I was going to play Murata system, so by God, I wanted to play Murata system, and I should have just made the more obvious move here. Mithrandir, you said on the Discord too, but the new podcast episode was interesting. Yeah, apparently it was way more interesting than I thought it was. We have some people who are very disappointed in it, and we have some people who are extremely are really liked it, who really liked it a lot, and it both have taken me completely by surprise, because I thought this was the most boring podcast episode that I had done before. Like I was worried that almost too much of it was just like recap of things I've already said elsewhere, or things we've already discussed. To the point where on Sunday I actually tried to re-record and add more ideas to it. I tried twice to re-record the podcast and add more Go information about it, the game of Go. I had a lot more comparisons to Go that I wanted to make, but it just didn't come out. It just is sometimes, when I try to express something or try to talk about something, the right ideas just don't come out. And so I went with the first episode, the first recording, and again, I'm completely surprised that it got bad and good responses, because I thought it was just I had thought it was to a fault somewhat bland. But anyway, it's it's always interesting. I have to. It's only been 43 minutes. I have to take a break. I'm sorry. I drank all this tea, and I think I drank a bunch of stuff before the stream. So I'm going to refill this tea. My hand is cold, and then take a bio break, and I'll be right back. All right, back. Ooh. Gilmar, you say you know the chess speedrun content instructive streams. Have I considered doing that for Shogi? You're serious. One Dan is really good for West Audience. I I have a lot of I think I have a lot I can say about that. When I started this stream over 2 years ago, I think that's one of the things that I said I wish we had in the Shogi world and we still don't have. So I agree. So just to start out, I agree that speedrun slash climbing the ratings ladder type streams for me, and keep in mind, everyone responds differently to different shogi content. But for me, climbing the rating ladder or speedrun style content, that is my very favorite chess content. So like John Bartholomew does climbing the rating ladder, and I love it. I watch. Like I said, I don't play chess, but I watch those. I love those, and I have always hoped that we could get something like that in shogi, but we don't. So Koshiro is one of the strongest Western shogi players alive, out of Brazil, and he tried to start doing it. The problem, or one of the major problem we have, is that the shogi sites right now, the shogi sites that have players, one of them, Shogi Club 24, he tried to do that, where he started low, started a new account, started low and moved up, but was immediately flagged, and they bumped his account up to a high rating, and I think I don't remember all the details, but long story short, he was blocked from the site from doing it, which is majorly disappointing because I was so excited for that. We have had a speed run, for example, I Dream of Shogi has done it, where he creates a new account and goes on Shogi Wars, the other major sites. So Shogi Club 24 and Shogi Wars, I would say, were the major sites at the time, with the most number of players and the best ratings across those. What happened? But Shogi Wars is very fast to level up an account. So you start at 30Q. The way Shogi Wars rating system works is you start at 30Q, and every win you get you start at 30Q, and every win you only gain one rank. So if you start at 30Q, you win a game, you get to 29Q. You win a game, you get to 28Q. You lose a game, you stay at 28Q. So you will just keep gaining one rank per win until you hit the level that the system thinks you actually are at. So for many people, well, for me, that was when I started out, it was 5Q. I won, I won enough games to get to 5Q. And then the next game I won, I stayed at 5Q. But the way it works under the covers, though, is that you get a rating really early. So after like 2 or 3 games, I Dream of Shogi was already playing like low Q players or Dan level possibly players just after winning games. So he was a 27Q and already was playing people around his level. And if I'm not mistaken, and that doesn't make for good speedrun content. So Shogi Wars is just not great for that kind of content. So I think what would need to be done is that, and this is what John Bartholomew did in his chess climbing the rating ladder podcast or series way back when. He did this years ago. I think he still may be doing it, but anyway, he started years ago. He actually was on chess.com, and he used his actual account. So he was like, 2,500 level chess.com player, and he would challenge 700 rated players and play 700 rated players in rated games. So, and that worked out. And I think you probably could do that in Shogi too. So if, like, say Koshiro went to, or someone who's 5+ Dan, went to 81 Dojo, they could challenge lower level players and play. You like the idea might be like, today we're going to challenge 5 and 6Q or 5Qs. Today we're going to challenge 5Qs. and hopefully you get enough responses from those 5 cues. And then you would have, and then the next day or the next video would be, okay, we learned the kind of mistakes that 5 cues make. Now today we're going to play 4 cues, and let's see what kind of mistakes they make. And John Bartholomew was such a great teacher, so he was great at it because he would know, because he has so much teaching experience. He would know even before playing these people that, like, okay, when we hit 800, they're gonna know not to move like so many pawns in the opening or whatever. I'm just speaking whatever. And then he'd say, like, and sometimes it'd be really funny. He'd be like, I'm playing a 900 level player. I'm gonna pre-move this next move, this next mating move or whatever, or I can't remember, but like, because I think I think this is the kind of mistake that my opponent is going to make. And then sure enough, the opponent would make the exact mistake. And so you learn all these things through those. And I think it could be done. I definitely think it could be done. You always run the risk in those. And John Bartholomew had this happen to him. You run the risk of being sometimes cheated, where all of a sudden you're playing a 1,000 level player and they beat an international master. It's like, okay, they play a perfect game. That happens. But like, that also makes for interesting content, I guess you could argue. And anyway, it's well done. But why I don't do it is that I don't feel that I'm good enough. I don't feel I'm strong enough. And I appreciate you saying that One Don is really good for the West audience. And that may be true. I don't know, but I am not a good enough player. I feel that so much of what makes me a Shodan or a 2-Dan on 81 Dojo is my opening experience, and I don't know, luck. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because I don't feel like I can teach at the current level that I am at. I don't feel like I can teach. I think all I can do is to play these games. And if people get, I know that people get something out of these games, because they've told me, but like, I don't feel that I know how to teach. So I'm hoping that people, either for entertainment or for education, like it. Don Vito, nice to see you. Tulip, you have a long message. Wait. We have a bunch of messages that I missed on Twitch. I'm sorry. Sometimes, as you all know, when I get onto a topic, I like one-mindedly just kind of just rave. Rithrinder, you said you liked the episode. You think we're approaching achieving something similar to the chess boom here in the Shogi community, I assume you mean. In your opinion, what we need is accessibility and an important event, such as an actually good series for the... Yeah, I think a great regular event would be amazing. And this is something, I am more to blame than anyone, because I have been talking the talk about this event. I would love to do something to set up a regular playing event, and it's just something I haven't done. Like, I keep getting caught up in the weeds, like the prizes. The prizes is the thing that really gets me caught up. Because we don't even have Shogi, like Shogi Wars. I can't even buy gift memberships. Like, if I set up a tournament, I would love to give gift memberships to Shogi Wars. I would love to give Amazon gift certificates as well. Something small, just something small to make there be a prize. But I know that becomes extremely difficult across countries. And, in our small Western Shogi world, I can't assume there's going to be all United States people. But it is something I'm still thinking about. I really think that's something that is important. I mentioned it in a comment to the podcast, in a response to a comment in this podcast today. there was a small fighting game that I was playing during the lockdown, and we had a tiny Discord, a very small Discord, and it's a small player population. The game wasn't very popular. It was called Fantasy Strike, for anyone curious. But there was a tournament series based out of Toronto. I can't remember what it was called, but they used to, like, when the lockdown wasn't in place, they used to do in-person fighting game events. And when the lockdown happened, they decided, okay, well, we're going to now do online. And so every Wednesday, there was a Fantasy Strike tournament. And most of us in that Fantasy Strike community entered, even if we weren't good. And I entered, and I think I made the semifinals in one of them. I played great, and I had a nice draw. And it was just so fun. I honestly, like, I don't know if any of you remember, I am sure everyone remembers, but like during those lockdown days, looking for something regular and something, just something to hold on to was really important. There's some sort of sanity. And so knowing that there was that Wednesday tournament to look forward to every week was a really nice grounding factor for me anyway. That it's like, oh, okay, Wednesday's coming up. I've got the Fantasy Strike tournament. And it's something to look forward to. It's something to get excited about. And, the chess world obviously had a lot of that stuff going on during the lockdown. And a lot of communities did. But I don't know if I don't think the Shogi world did. Not that I saw, anyway. We had something, we had Monday nights at the South Bay Shogi Club. It was some games where people, I think, played on lishogi or 81 Dojo. But almost no one ever showed up. And I might have played, like, one, in all the weeks of that existing, I might have played 1 or 2 games total. But certainly no events. I think events are really important. Tournaments, I think competition is important. And I do think little prizes are important too. I can't remember what the winners of that Fantasy Strike tournament would get. It was barely anything, but it was something. Like I said, I would love to just give, like, if I could hold a monthly tournament, or a weekly or bi-weekly tournament, and the winner gets a month premium subscription to Shogi Wars, I think that would be awesome. I think I've talked about this before. I said that as soon as Carolina releases her book, her Tsume Shogi book, that's like, I would want to buy up copies to give for prizes, either for a tournament that I'm proposing, or just random prizes for viewers. Like, maybe we'd have a Wednesday stream where at the beginning of the stream and at the end of the stream, I'd do a raffle, and the winner would get one of her books. But just some way to get sort of excitement going, and some sort of event, and to support other people who are doing the work in this shogi world. Like, I think that's a big part of it, is showing that support. And so, yeah, I've tried to do that with, like, when I'm talking about these things, like Ginkanmari and Minsk, I talk about that, and I try to bring these things up gently to, like, maybe you should consider supporting Ginkanmari. They're doing a newsletter. Maybe you should, whatever. Anyway. But Mithrender, you continue and you say, unfortunately, there's a bigger barrier to entry because Shogi Wars is quirky and costs money to play in tons of games, and 81 Dojo is not so slick. Exactly. So, I've tried to do something on Shogi Wars about that, and Jack-O-Lantern is helping with this now, but I don't think he's gotten any response. All of my emails to Shogi Wars and my submissions through their communication link have just been ignored. So Shogi Wars has completely ignored me, and that's one of the things I've tried to say, is that I want to do tournaments. I want to do events on Shogi Wars with prizes. And it's ignored, which is fine. Surprising, but fine. So I thought, okay, well, I'll do this on 81 Dojo, or I'll do this on lishogi. 81 Dojo I think is just too 81 Dojo is too quirky, and it's too their registration process. I think I just in good conscience cannot create an event that would use 81 Dojo these days if new players can't join the site. Like, I would want new players to be able to join in the event, and 81 Dojo I think is still just, they don't have their act together in terms of registrations. So it would be lishogi, which I think would be good, because they've done some work on tournaments. But now the question is, how do I get these prizes? Tulip, you say you hope the bad responses aren't discouraging. You do attend your own comment in the discussion in the Discord, but you're glad there's been positive reception too. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is absolutely discouraging, but it's just an opportunity for growth, and to sometimes opportunity for me to think more deeply about some of these things. At some point it's like, why am I even doing any of this? Why don't I just stop? Like, at some point really it's like, boy, sometimes you can't win. But anyway, I'm doing the best I can, and I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna try to keep doing it. Anyway, Don Vidu, you said you think Shogi Wars doesn't actually show your real skills. Lishogi's system is better. So I don't agree. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. I think Shogi Wars is limited in that its time controls obviously favor a certain style of play and don't allow for long and thoughtful play. But I think it still involves real skills. And I think the fact that it has the most players, the broadest user base, and it uses matchmaking, I think it is the best that we have to actually balance out the games and to show progress. I don't think lishogi has a broad enough user base to, like, you can get good games on there certainly, but you get a lot of bad games as well. And if you're someone who wants to see your growth reflected in numbers, I'm just not sure if lishogi, a small site without, I'll say without matchmaking. There is matchmaking, but like the player population is too small to support matchmaking. A site where you can pick and choose your opponents, it doesn't feel like competitively all that rewarding. But like, I definitely push back on the idea that Shogi Wars is not real shogi. I hear that every so often. And I just don't agree. I don't agree. And I think Japan on the whole doesn't agree. The more people I talk to about players in Japan, including people, as I meet more people both in Japan and outside of Japan who spent time there, it seems like the de facto rating that they use to reflect their level when speaking amongst each other is Shogi Wars, and a lot of people play on it. But obviously, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but I think I like it. I do like it. I think Shogi Wars has tons of faults, but yeah. When would I feel I'm strong enough? I think that's a different question for different people. For me, I don't know. I think it's one of those where I'll know it when I know it, because I just feel so inadequate as a shogi player. Like, I don't think I'm saying anything new here. Like, there's nothing new that I'm saying here that I haven't exposed before. But, when I am playing a game of shogi, I feel so inadequate as a shogi player. When I win a game of shogi against someone who I consider to be a good shogi player, I feel incredibly almost embarrassed, and in some ways bad. In some ways, I actually feel bad when I win against someone who I respect, because I feel like, boy, I must have just gotten lucky. I must have just gotten lucky, or I must have just tricked him with my opening, or I must have just this, or I must have just that. And so, long story short, I have so little confidence in my shogi ability that I would not want to try to teach people shogi, because I feel like an imposter in many ways. And so I'm sure at some point that may change. But I don't know, so I don't know how to answer. I don't know how to answer that question of when, other than just say, it'll be when and if it happens, I will know. But I can't put into words or sort of metrics what that would be. Because I feel like a very much like an imposter. And Foradun, you say having a regular social activity is why you started participating in the Shogi ladder, and you're now on week 289. Interesting. So you started participating week 289. That is, I can't do the math right now. That's over. So you started participating. So this is before. This is before the lockdown. You started doing that. And that's amazing. Yeah, Shogi Ladder's awesome. It really is nice. Um, yeah, it's a great resource. So Don Vito, you say Shogi Wars. Yeah. Well, I can't even speculate as to why they ignored me. My guess, like, what is the saying? Never attribute to malice what you can attribute to incompetence. I think that's a phrase to somewhat live by. I think my guess is they just don't have a grasp of what they're doing. And maybe they don't even know that these emails and contact form fill outs even came in. Or maybe they just have no confidence in their English language skills. Well, no, because Jack Lantern wrote in Japanese, and I don't think he's gotten a response yet either. So I'm going to guess that it's just they may not even know that these things exist. Do you say tournaments for rating need at least 5 to 10 people with a 3 to 4 dan of JSA? Well, so I don't agree with that. I don't necessarily agree with that. So this is a thought before I even started as a streamer. I was thinking about shogi tournaments, and I was thinking, like, could I create a tournament series, not a series, but like, could I host a tournament in my backyard, just back here? Could I host a tournament in here and try to get American shogi ratings going? Like, this is before I was a streamer. I was asking myself this question, and I thought, like, what it would take. And I think the way to do it, I think you could seed the rating system by using people's online ratings, whether that is Shogi Wars, I think preferably Shogi Wars because it's universal, or even 81 Dojo. I think you could seed those ratings. And I would say, like, okay, so if this person is a Shogi Wars player, this is a Shogi Wars 1Q, this is now a tentative United States Federation or United States Association, United States Shogi Association 1Q. this person is a 1Q on 81 Dojo. Okay, that is now, I'm going to discount that to be a 1Q, a 2Q. So, you know, do something like that. And in that way, you seed the ratings so that there are ratings. And then once you get enough players playing, you build that up to the point where you get enough ratings. The logistics of that, I think, the logistics of that sort of wore on me of trying to think of how I could do that, especially since I don't even know if we'd get a turnout. Like if I had a tournament in my backyard, you know, would anyone even come to this thing? Like I'd have to give free pizza or something, and maybe that would be it. But those are the kind of ideas I've thought about loosely of doing for that. And I think using Shogi Wars as the basis is the way to go. I think there are some cafes or bars. I think Cafe Resta, I think it is. Someone was telling me that when they went to these shogi bars in Japan, that and you were going to play someone, they would ask you, what is your Shogi Wars rating? Just to see like who they should match you with, or what handicap they should give, or something like that. You know, because they don't have official, you know, there is no official JSA rating as far as I understand. You can go to individual dojos and get like a rating for the day or whatever it is. But and again, everything that I know about that stuff is all hearsay. So it's possible that people have told me things that are not true. It's possible that I have misunderstood what people told me. But I think Shogi Wars could be the basis for a rating system, you know, outside of the internet. Super Goyak, hello. Which shogi castle is objectively the worst, especially for beginners? Is Capybara here? Is Capybara here? Because if Capybara is here, I will say Truck Castle is objectively the worst. That would be my thing if Capybara is here. So if you're watching the VOD, Capybara, that is for you. It's an interesting question though. I mean, obviously, it's a joke question, but to try to take it seriously for beginners, I don't know. You know, I could make a hot take and say that Mino Castle is the worst for beginners. And I could be somewhat serious in that, but that's a hot take. I don't know, because castles are good. Like it wouldn't be a castle if it wasn't good, except for like Invincible Castle. But even Invincible Castle, I've used Invincible Castle and I've won with Invincible Castle, because Invincible Castle can be you know, an intermediate castle to building your normal structure, especially as a Nakabisha player. Like Invincible Castle, if we go in, Invincible Castle would be. Let's just say we're doing Nakabisha. I don't know. Let's say he does something like this. I think this is technically an Invincible Castle. Maybe the pawn doesn't need to be pushed. But like, you could probably argue that this is the worst castle. But at the same time, you know, this is, you know, this could easily turn into something, or this could easily turn into I'm just gonna make moves. You know, I'm just ignore this side of the board. You know, this could easily turn into like a Kimura Mino type. Yeah, Fordun has a good statement. Any castle can be the worst depending on the opponent's attack. And that's one of the things that's key about castles. That it's like, if I was going to write a list of things I wish I knew when I started shogi, like that topic is on my podcast list. It's just I don't have enough content to make an entire podcast out of it. But like, things I wish I knew when I started shogi, and I think one of those things is definitely make a castle. Look at what your opponent is doing before deciding your castle. Obviously, if you're playing like Nakabisha or something like that, odds are you're going to be making Mino or a variant of Mino. But still, you look to see what they're doing. Do you want to make high Mino? Do you want to make Silver Crown? Do you want to stay in half Mino? Or do you want to transition to Kimura Mino or something like that? It depends what your opponent is doing. So, like, watch what your opponent is doing. It's so key. But yeah, like, any castle can be worse. Like I found out when I decided that I was never going to play Mino again. I was still in the position where in Ifuri Bisha games. So if the opponent's rook was playing opposing, I would still have my king on 2-8, for example. So I'd have my half Mino, or I'd have my Mino, and my king is here. And it just became, it was easy to destroy this thing. Easy. So it's like Mino's a great castle, but there it wasn't. So yeah, the guy in your club hates center of the board castles. But center of the board castles are actually really good. Like my first opponent did it today, right? This is very common. This is I think this is very common stuff. Maybe not this early, but like this is a very resilient this is a very resilient position. And I think more and more people are doing these kinds of things. I don't know though. Obviously I don't know anything. But like, there's nothing wrong. I think there's nothing inherently wrong with this. In fact, I think it's good. And then a center of the board castle, you're talking about Duck, which is also, I think, really good. Makes for an interesting game. Don Vito, you say meetup. Yeah, a meetup has been great in our area, in our area of Northern California. It seems like meetup continually gets new people to the Silicon Valley Shogi Club. Yeah, because people are looking for that connection. They're looking for things to do with other humans. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, they're not, a lot of them, I think, are not coming to look for shogi. They're coming to look for things to do. Then they see shogi and come out, and then if the group is welcoming or interesting or fun enough, they'll stay. And that's why I think, when we have new members, we need to do a really nice job of making the game look fun. But anyway. What was I doing here? This is it? Let me get this out of here. What was I doing? I don't know. I think that's it. Did a lot of talking. I'm going to request a new anonymous 1530. Very good. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Let's do this. So I'm trying to I wonder if this is the same guy. Is this the same player that I played before, I wonder? Bogin really is my bane. Especially as Gote. It really is. Origamoniwa, hello! Actually, I said I would do Murata system, but yeah, I like this comes up. Do I still have, do I have to push? I'm not sure. I think if the silver does come up, I think my next move is this. But it's interesting. So these are the moments, like when I'm playing Murata system, that I don't quite know what to do. Or I don't know quite what to go for. And same thing when I'm playing Urashina Ryu. Like, as Gote, do I want to do this? So I'm going to come up, I'm going to try to play my regular stuff. Here we get, yeah, so we get out of this. I think I've got to get my king over. Wow. I can't say I've seen that before. Can I, if I take this? Hmm. We always have interesting games when I am Gote against Bogin. We always do. I think I make them interesting. I make them more than they should be. And by interesting I mean bad. I think I make the wrong moves. And so they get They turn into creative opportunities for my opponents. So this is a case, I think, where the early Murata system really impacted my ability to defend this piece. Because my rook is blocked and I couldn't have left it back here to defend. I also didn't get my king over fast enough, I think. So, you know, he can get 2 pieces. And my oh, that's not good. That's real bad. Oh gosh, that's real bad. That's real bad. It's real bad. Takes. Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's basically over. What can I do? What can I do? I don't think I can do anything. What can I do? What can I do? Not sure what I can even do. I don't think I can do anything. So I think I really need to I think I need to just make Gangi. I think I just do. I think I just do. It's so over. I should just resign. I should just resign, but I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna stop the anonymous games though. I think that's the key takeaway from today's two games is that I think I just play them. I play them like I'm psyched out before I even begin the game. So I assume just take this pawn. I mean, there are a lot of ways, yeah. Good game. All right, so let's look. Let's look. Yeah. There is a way to play this. I think there is a way to play it. It's just, it's not this. Even if I do play it, I think it's still just. Yeah, I'm just boy. I mean, I'm almost losing at this point. You know, for like a, I think a pro level would call this losing. Obviously, I'm not at a pro level, but. Yeah, so here I just I can get this silver up, can push the edge, get my gold up, push the pawn here. Yeah. So let's say I do this, and let's say they get this guy up. Just wants me to start doing. And it's almost an only move to do this. I guess I just have to. I guess I have to play. I have to play Gangi. I mean I have to play Yagura against Bogin. I drew a Shogi. Hello. You think pawn 5-4 is a mistake when you already see the Bogin coming? Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I don't know if you were here earlier. I think I just, you know, I wrote Murata system in my title, so I figured, by God, I'm gonna play Murata system. And I think I just, as Gote, I think I just cannot. When they have declared Bogin, I think I have to do this. And then silver 5-3 is an even bigger mistake. Yeah. You could see the eval just go like in chunks down with each of those moves. I just compounded mistake after mistake after mistake. I just have to play this. I have to do this. This is. I think this is just. I have to be able to. I have to be willing to do this. When I do it, I usually do fine. But if I don't, I get into trouble. The thing is that sometimes Urashino Ryu Channel manages to somehow do it sometimes without playing Yagura. And I just watched one 2 or 3 days ago of his old 3-dan, when he was 3-dan and his opponent was 3-dan. Except he was Sente. You can start pushing the rook. Well, you can start pushing the rook pawn. Yes, yeah. Instead of here. Instead of here, you can start pushing the rook pawn. Definitely. But even if I do this, like, you know, I still can push. If he does that, you know, I still can push. What does the engine say? The engine says edge, getting the right silver up, gold, or push. These are all equivalent. These are all fine. And that's, you know, that is the approach that I tried to sort of take in this game. Because often in the past, when we've looked at these games, it's like, well, I could have pushed the pawn I could have pushed the pawn and gotten a speed, like I had one more move, but I didn't have the speed advantage here. He did. He did. You know, and that's just bad, obviously. Boy. Mithrandir. I don't think the Anon players are pros. Or Shorikai. I would a Shorikai member go to lishogi and play me? and would they do bogeying against me? I'm gonna guess not. So the problem here with even guessing at someone's ability is that, you know, my moves here were so bad. Like, this could have literally been a 5Q. This could have been a 5Q or a 5 Don. And we don't know by this. I think we simply don't know. It's just that I played such bad moves that it was almost impossible, I think, for them to make the wrong moves. It's actually quite different if you start pushing the pawn before pawn 5-4 and silver 5-3. Quite different in terms of the shape of the middle game, you think? I mean, eval-wise, it's quite different. Like, well, here. Oh, you mean the other side. You mean this. Like, eval-wise, it's fine. But again, you know, that's eval-wise. But the thing with getting this silver up and then pushing the pawn is that I could still come up here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do in the future. So in the future, we get to this position, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to do this. He comes up, I push again. He comes up, you know, I push again. But the problem is that the bogeying is sometimes a little more disguised. So the problem is that sometimes, let's say, I mean, it's not technically bogeying, I guess. I'm trying to think of the situation that I find myself in, where I've basically established that I'm going to be playing Urshin or Ryu. So like normally this would happen. Then he'd come up. Urshin or Ryu channel would play this move. I've played this move a long time. The engine slightly prefers this. Urashino Sensei plays this move. And yeah, and we're and then they can declare. And then they can declare. If you know if they don't declare, like normally I would just push this pawn and start playing Urshin or Ryu. This of course the engine is going to say to push this pawn. But like if I do push and then they declare, I still push. The downside of pushing the rook pawn first When you say first, you mean before this? I think there is no downside. I think there's no downside to this. Yeah. I don't know if there's really an upside to it. But yeah, it does seem good. Well, I'm still not so even if I do this, I'm not necessarily not being able to play bogeying. Like if he still does this, I think I'm still okay. Well, actually, he'd have to do something here. He'd have to do something here. But I still like. Here's the decision point. Like I think the engine is calling for this. I think here I'm still. I think this is going to be bad. My guess is that this is going to be pretty bad. Um, we're still. Yeah. We're still not able to play Urashino. I think in the end, we're still not able to play Urashino Ryu. So I might as well not even make this pawn move. Like I can head off bogeying here, but I'm doing it in a less optimal way, I think. Because I'm still going to have to make Yagura. I'm still going to have to do this stuff. Especially without my bishop back, this is annoying. I'm not sure what. So the engine doesn't say to do this. What is the? Okay, and then we yeah. So we basically this is the way around it. And we have this path to defend, which I didn't have because I did Murata system. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right exactly. Yeah. If you push that you say if you push the pawn 8-4 before pawn 5-4, you save a move versus bogeying and your attack is faster. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think and that's probably what that's probably why it's like I'm going to guess that's why it's half a move better in the engine. Yeah, if they don't bogey, then I can go into my usual stuff. Yeah. Yeah. But I guess all I'm saying is that it is playable. Like, it is playable to do that first. Like, I think that's what Urashino Ryu Channel would do. So he gets into these types of situations, I think, a lot. But they're tricky. They are really tricky. They are really tricky. And I don't think I have, I don't have, despite the fact that I've played this so often, I don't think I have the chops yet to play this like he does. Oh yeah, they also push 7-6 exactly. So I thought that 7-6 did a great job of the 7-6, pawn 7-6 did a great job of lulling me into a false sense of security. I thought like I had a move now. I thought he gave me back a tempo, essentially. And he didn't. Narrator voice. He didn't. Yeah. Yeah, so I had thought that because of this move, I knew the bogeying was coming, but I thought I outsped it. So that was the key. That's one of the key mistakes, is that I knew he was going to bogeying, but by doing this, I thought he gave me back the tempo, and that I would be in time to do everything. But my bishop is not on 3-1. My king is not on 4-1. This silver is in the way here. Like, I think this was a huge portion of the defense, is that this silver is not developed. The silver is in the way of one of my critical defensive resources. So yeah, I forced a Murata system into a situation where it couldn't be forced. Yeah, really, really interesting stuff. So I have to get better. I have to get better at being willing to do I make my like I've got to be fine here with doing this. Or not here because it's the bishop exchange, but yeah. What should I do now? Like what should I be doing? Exchanging the pawn. Yeah, exchanging the pawn, of course, is always going to be there. Pushing the edge, getting my gold over, making what used to be called Clown Castle. Pushing this, getting my king over. Yeah, all this stuff. I can't force my opening. I cannot. That's one of the things. Sometimes you just cannot force your opening. So if this happens, we take, he redrops, let's say. The engine wants to pick, but whatever. I'm going to come back. He does the bogeying. So I'm a bit confused here. I'm a bit confused as to why this is now good. I would think that exchanging the bishops is going to disrupt my structure. Isn't that disruptive? Isn't that disruptive? So let's say they redrop, make another wrong move. So I get my silver, either silver or knights. And this is a structure we want to fight bogeying with? This is a structure we want to fight bogeying with? These are the 5 options. It's common to fix the structure with gold 3-2. So similar to if like they would have done a pawn drop on 2-2 or on 2-2. My guess is the engine wants these 2 moves to get this silver out of here. I can also put my king on 3-2, and then you have 2 pieces defending 2-3. Yeah, so if we get him eventually over there. Yeah. Fascinating. Like to my eyes, this shape is just not, even if we had the king here, that shape is not ideal. Like the king is sort of walled in and open to the, open to the right side. It's fascinating. So another question I guess I have with this, since bishop takes from the opponent is a mistake. Let's say they push their bogeying. Do I take the bishop now? Do I take the bishop and then sort of reinforce with my silver up here? So the engine says yes. This is the best, but it's tied with the others. Or the other. I've just got to make it out of these openings. I have to make it out. Like I'm just finding myself destroyed just out of the opening against bogeying when I'm Gote. Oh, this is gonna help. This is gonna help. All right. I'm gonna take a quick little bio break and refill this tea, and then be right back. Maybe try another. My stomach is doing somersaults. I don't know what's going on there. Sorry for taking so long. I neglected Atari this morning when I washed her bowls and gave her food. Somehow I managed to. They're metal bowls, so it's hard to sometimes see. I somehow managed to forget to put water in there, and I just realized it. So I took her away from her nap and plopped her in front of the water bowl just to make sure she gets some water. Wait, so there's a trend in pro games right now to put the gold on 3-3 or 2-3. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Foradun. Oh, interesting. Put the gold on 3-3 or 2-3. Wow. The alternative is to not push the rook pawn at all and get the right silver to 4-4 ASAP. Yeah, the right silver. And then you can play, pawn 3-4 without allowing the bishop trade. Yeah. And that, I think, is sort of what that other alternative was. Like, it wanted me to get, not to make this one up, it's to get this one up. I feel like I have to get better at this, because at the next tournament, I feel like people are like Jack-o'-lantern or not that either of you, not that you or Jack-o'-lantern need to do anything special to beat me, but I feel like you guys have a blueprint already for how to just easily beat me. And like anyone watching seems to have this ready-made blueprint to easily beat me, especially if they have Sente. So I think this is the most glaring opening weakness in my game is dealing with Bogeen. A capybara. Yes, it has reached your ears that I was slandering Truck again. How do you plea? I plea nothing. I do not plea. I state the truth. No, I did not win, Flying Parrots. I did not win. It was a good game, but I did not win. So Capybara, somebody had asked, what is objectively the worst castle for beginners? And I said, I asked, Capybara, are you there? And you were not there. All right, let's get back. Let's get back into the gaming mode. Another anonymous. So I'm going to create a game here. 10:30. Let's see. Truck isn't the worst. It is very clear use cases. Yeah, like to carry equipment, to carry freight, and to move lots of product across the country. I do Shogi. I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure. I have a trip in March. And then so much of it is going to depend on what happens with that Pan American tournament in Brazil. That is the main tournament that I would like to go to this year. German player. All right. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. I see. So that's ne. Okay, so that means we're getting a no, it doesn't mean. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So the things I'm thinking about right now, I'm thinking about just dropping a pawn. If the king takes, rook takes, yeah, I don't think that works out. I don't think that works. Because if king takes, rook takes, would it be bishop takes? King takes, bishop takes. Then the king goes back, and then I come back. Actually, I probably should have come here. Do I give this up? Do I give this up for a promotion? I don't think so, right? Wow. Oh, but this pawn is still here. Shoot, this pawn is still here. Wow. Is there anything better? Is there any? Can I take, 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 bishop drop? So let's see. I get a knight. He gets a rook. I get a bishop. He gets a silver. I get a lance. And I've got the promotion. I don't have a gold, so I'm not threatening. I'm not threatening a mate or anything like that, or not even. Oops. So take. Bishop drop. Runs. Take the lance. So I'd get a knight, a lance. I'd be ready to promote. No, I wouldn't be. Boy, is this a sharp game. No, he can't do that. Boy. So any night drop? No night drop shenanigans here. All right, let's do this. Got a lot going on here. Wow. Hmm.
秒読みに入ります。
Let's go ham. Let's go ham.
$10秒。20秒。1、2、3、4。
Yeah, that's what the bishop there.
$10秒。
Yeah, I could have dropped the gold, but I think I want to aim at the king. Against an edge king, push the edge pawn. It's a little late for that, but I think I've got time. Wow.
$10秒。20秒。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9。
Hmm.
$10秒。20秒。1。
Crazy game. This gold is not protected here, so oh boy.
$10秒。
All right. Arigatou gozaimashita. Boy. Hey, NinWorld, nice to see you. Boy, he was playing fast. Pawn drop 8-6 instead of lance drop 8-2. Let's look. You also said pawn drop 8-7, king takes, bishop takes 8-6. King 7-8. Pawn drop 8-7. Oh. I think I know exactly where that is. We will definitely look at that one. So let's look at the lance first. Yeah, I was definitely running. I was running out of ideas right here. Pawn drop 8-6. Yeah, so how do I, you know, I was actually thinking of dropping a gold here. Yeah, he can Tataki the lance twice. Yeah. As soon as I dropped that, I was afraid. But then I thought at least he's going to be here so I could drop my knight. So so this is interesting. I didn't even think of the pawn. I was thinking about dropping my gold here. But so pawn takes, rook takes. And then drop the knight. Gold drop 7-7. Oh, that's nice. That is nice. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Because this is Tumero, right? Or this is Hishi. Oh, that's nice. Oh boy. Oh wow. So this spot did not occupy any of my thought. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, that is sharp. That is sharp meaning stylish. That's very. Okay. Okay. So let's look back at that. I'm shaking. I don't know how I got so cold. So here is where I think. Here's where I think you're talking here. Pawn drop 8-7. Yeah, this is what I was. So pawn drop 8-7. King takes. Bishop takes. King 7-8. Pawn drop 8-7. Oh. Oh, wow. I Is there a more subtle move here? Is there a more subtle move? That's not. I think that's gonna give up a lot. Oof, I almost dropped my mug of tea. My hand is so shivering. Mmm. I'll flip I haven't had the engine. I'll flip the engine. Yeah, so 8 pawn. Wait, what? Wait, 8 pawn. 8 pawn. Yeah. So number two is this. So he comes out there, and then you say you would blast the silver after bishop 4-6, bishop 6-4. Blast the silver. What do you mean blast the silver? Oh, and then come back here. Yeah. I think I probably would have dropped the pawn, which is maybe the wrong idea. Engine likes these guys as well. Oh, yeah, so that's snazzy. That's snazzy. But well, how does this work? How does this possibly work? We're gonna give up the okay. So we'll give up that for it. Yeah. Oh, that's brutal. That's brutal. That's brutal. That's ridiculous. Wait a minute. Wait. Wow. The only move here is King 7-9. Wow. So you've got to give this up. All right, I'm going to stop looking at the engine now because it's suggesting that the best move is Knight 7-3. Oh, the problem is the rook defends. The rook defends. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. Very interesting. Yeah. Oh, and even during the game, I did say I probably should have come here. That is what the engine says. That is what the engine says, is that I should have come there. But anyway. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, this is needless to say. Now that you've shown the next steps, needless to say, the pawn drop at 8-7 was the number one move. Or here, yeah. Oh, they're both good. They were both good. Okay. Yeah, it does feel like it feels like I get this often, but the problem, I think the problem is that sometimes it's so subtly different. It's like when I should do this, it's subtly different such that I shouldn't. And when I do it, I shouldn't. When I don't, I should. Um at least the engine thinks that the bishop takes is pretty good too. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. You just have to check if you have a good bishop move after the king is on 8-7. Oh. You mean like this? You mean like the tactical, the exposed attack? Like it works because of bishop 5-9 promote. Yes. And the gold is hanging. Yep. A capybara. From the moment you say that, from the moment you understood the weakness of your castle, it disgusted you. You craved the strength and certainty of steel. You aspired to the purity of the blessed machine. My kind, you're saying that I do, cling to your Yagura and your Anagumas, as though it will not decay and fail. One day, the crude construction that we call a castle will wither, and you will beg Capybara's kind to save us. But you are already saved, for the machine is immortal. Even in death, you serve the truck. Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. What brand of truck? If you're still there, what brand of truck is your castle? Flying Parrots, how long do I stream today? It's been going for 2.5 hours, it looks like. And I think it's going to be winding up pretty soon here. I've got some stomach rumblings. I think my stomach, there's something going on with my stomach. I went out to dinner with some former colleagues last night, and I'll probably be doing it again tonight. And boy, whatever I ate did not do so well in my stomach. So I don't know if you probably can't tell because I kind of lean in normally, but I'm kind of like buckled over as I'm talking and playing. I'm kind of like buckled over a bit, just in a mild-ish discomfort. Will I play one more? If you want to play, do you want to play? You've got a Twitch sub. It was gifted, but yeah, you've got a Twitch. If you want to play, I'll play. Just to be clear. But otherwise, we are all beginners. We are all beginners except for Capybara, who is protected by the truck castle. Do you want to try to play a handicap game? I don't think I have ever given a handicap on stream. Yeah, lishogi. How do I create a game? How do I create a game that only... See, here's another problem without being able to accept challenges, that I don't know Flying Parrot's username. I would like to set up a request in the lobby, but the first person who joins is going to get it. I would like to be able to decline people until I see that Flying Parrots has taken. So what is... Oh, you don't have a user account. Okay. Do anonymous users have the ability to... Well, he's not a friend on my list yet. I don't know his account yet. I don't know his account name yet, I Dream Shogi. Can an anonymous player challenge? Magic Based, hello, on YouTube. Like if I play with a friend, I think I have to pick someone. Let's do how do you do a handicap game? Can you not do bishop handicap? Okay, and so I would want to be uwate, I think. I like how these are in different order. This one's filled, but the right side is filled here. I think uwate is gote. Ah, challenge. Okay, there we go. So here we go. Oh, you created a game. You created a game. 1049. Okay. I'll leave this here for now in case we want to do this. I don't see the game. Did someone join you? This is the problem with creating a game. I think someone probably joined you. I'll put this link in the chat if you want to do this instead. If you don't have to, if you don't make a move, the game will be aborted. So you don't have to play a game that someone joined. Thank you for this, Magic Base. This is great. This is awesome. I didn't realize that it would work this way. Okay. Yeah, so if someone joined, if you don't want to play that person, you can just abort or let the time run and not make a move, even if you're Sente or Gote. Okay, here we go. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Is it my move or is it, whose move is it? Is it my move or why isn't the game starting? Is it my move? The clocks are not starting. Oh, I do go first? Okay. Okay. Be gentle on me. Be gentle. Good. I have no, this is so we've got a Murata system type thing here. Magic Base, you've played twice as many handicap games than regular games? Really? Really? You just really enjoy them? So I'm not sure what to, I don't actually know what to do in Shogi. This is putting on full display sort of my, like what I was talking about earlier, that I feel like I just don't have any Shogi ability outside of, my openings and getting sort of lucky in my openings. Oh, that's not good. That's bad already. It's bad already. It's real bad already. Well, I don't have a bishop to hit this square. Hmm. I've also got this, but I think this is better. Hmm. Huh. It's a tough decision. I'm tempted to just do this. You know, I'm also tempted to drop the silver here now while I can. Yeah, it takes, drop the pawn, and I drop the gold. Hmm. I drop the gold. It's getting really heavy. It's getting really heavy. I think that's the so now this gold can't go back. So I have the free promotion, but my pieces are all kind of clumped. But I think that's fine, you know, because I've got enough. So I think maybe a knight drop here. He takes. I drop the lance. He takes. I take. Or maybe I don't even bother. Or do I drop? No, I'll save the knight. I'll save the knight. I'll use this one, even though this comes up. Lance. He can't take it back. He takes. I take. Bishop takes. You know, my pieces are so stuffy over here. Should I be doing something like this? I have no generals. Oh, okay. Ah. I can't do a rook exchange, I think. I just can't. I can't do that. block our rook. Let's block our rook. Yuichi, wow! Wow, Yuichi! Good to see you! Oh my gosh, it's been so long! Hope you're doing well. Happy New Year! Good, okay, yeah, it's been lishogi Day. No one wanted to play on Shogi Wars. I was playing that other mode. This is a handicap game here. And gosh, I can't read the Welioski. Hello. Welcome to the channel. Hope you enjoy Shogi. Oh, so MagiBaits, yours is mainly from the Shogi Club and the convention tables you host. That makes sense. That makes sense. Surumaiker. Apologies for the mispronunciation, no doubt, but welcome, greetings. So it's not quite a Tumero threat. Now it is. I mean, now it's right. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you very much for the game. Good game. Good game. You're kind of coming from chess, hoping to see something new. Well, shogi is something new, but it's something familiar to chess anyway. I hope, and it's really fun. In case you're just getting started, let me just put this link out here. This is a link from of a great intro to how to get started in shogi, the sites, that going through tutorials. It's from fellow streamer, and he's in the chat right now, Killer Ducky. And there's also a podcast that I do, that the second episode I talk about this topic and that link. So it came in very quickly. So if we go to, I'm going to test this post-game study. I don't know what this is. I actually, I've played with it. I'm always a little confused by it, but I'm going to click post-game study. I don't know what this means. Does this mean anonymous in Japanese? Right. Hello. Does this mean anonymous in Japanese? All right. Well, throw that engine on there. So just to point this out, This is something that I have said in the past, and I didn't actually. I used to believe this. I used to say, like, boy, it doesn't really feel like a bishop. It doesn't really feel like a bishop handicap is all that much handicap, and it sometimes feels like it's a disadvantage to be the person getting the handicap. But anyway, so, the engine is like, this is only plus 4.7. I mean, this is verging on even territory. It's verging on even territory, according to the engine here. But anyway. I thought you were going to play Urashino Ryu. So that's actually what I thought you were going to do. This like, especially now, I really thought you were going to do Urashino Ryu. And it continues. Defend that side, which seems reasonable, but I think this attack could have been made. All right, Foradun, great to see you. Thank you. Have a great day. Hope your wife is doing well. Rico, hello. Nice to see you as always. So I think this is a case where I just don't know what to do. I just don't know what to do without my bishop. So I'm just pushing pieces. Like you're playing fine here. You're playing fine. This is not the most solid castle. Oh, you watched that second episode. You liked it. Great. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I hope it's useful. It's the credit for that one really goes to Killer Ducky for that intro document. It's really nice. It's really straightforward and gets to the point. Again, I didn't quite know what to do. It looks like the engine is saying push pawns. I don't, or to make this castle. I played central since we were talking about it. So this one here, this is interesting because I was trying to make this exchange so that I could attack the edge. The problem is that the edge attack is not backed by a bishop like it normally is, so it's a little weaker. But the engine likes my. So I thought I would back it up with a potential for a knight coming in, but the engine just wanted to go straight in. Wow. Yeah, so I think in this case, I think if I were you here, I think the idea would be to try to get back. You threaten this pawn, try to win this pawn, and give yourself the ability to come back and make a little better castle. I think you could probably also just start pushing your pawn. But this feels very much like a wasted move, and it feels like you gave me another target. Yeah, this is a game versus a viewer. This is a game versus flying parrots. What does the engine say? The engine says 6-6. The engine says 2-5, 4-5. Yeah. So I think these are pretty. You need to be able to do something here. I think, because the edge attack is coming, and you can definitely solidify. Like, this piece is not doing all that much here. Be better there. Yeah, this is, as Killer Ducky said, this is a good reason why the king wants to go to 6-9 rather than 6-8. You can get your bishop out. You can get your bishop out of the way and eventually get your king over here. Yeah, exactly as Killer Ducky says. If you wanted to castle more, move the bishop out and then move the king around into the castle. Exactly. You know, it's still okay here. It's still okay here. But you know, and it's still okay here. In the in shogi, it's really difficult to make catastrophic moves. I do in shogi saying bishop on 7-9 and king on 6-8 are blocking each other. Yeah, if you put the bishop on 7-9, the king needs to go to 6-9. Exactly. So that's the thing. Like good players like them, like both of them will sort of instinctively see that shape and know that something is not amiss, or something is amiss there. So I attacked, and then you've got to take that. This is you just have to take it. It's getting this is just way too strong. So I had two options here, and it looks like I chose the wrong option. So look at that eval bar go down. I thought I was being so smart. I thought I was being smart to set up this fork. I thought I was being so smart. Why is it? Yeah, why the yeah, I came in too easily because you didn't take that pawn. You've got to take that pawn. Were you afraid of something? So if you're afraid of let's go back. Let's say you take the pawn. Let's say you take the pawn. Um, I can't take this pawn because you're just going to take. You know, I would lose my lance. You know, my next step here is going to be this. But it's still it's not the end of the world. You take, I take. Like I think you could probably drop back here and still be totally fine. What does the engine say? The engine comes up with a more snazzy. It comes with a more snazzy move of sort of threatening me. But yeah, edge attacks are very strange. Edge attacks are tough, but you've got to take pawns when they attack. Yeah, the drops are extremely important. And exchanging on the edges is its own set of chaos. You know, there are entire books on edge attacks, and I've got one right here. This is one that's in English, Edge Attack at a Glance. And it's, you know, it's 100, 200, 300, 400 some pages of 200 problems and descriptions, but 400 pages of edge attack stuff. And this is a relatively basic edge attack book. So, you know, there are complex issues on their own. And often when you don't quite know what to do, you might just attack an edge and hope for the best. Because they're tricky to play from both sides. Um, yeah. So I did this, which gave that up a bit. I think, here as well, you could have, if you would have taken, I drop. Oh, this is very snazzy. This is very snazzy. This is drops. Drops again. Very important. And then I just continue to attack. So it's yeah. It gets hairy. It definitely gets hairy and very sharp. But yeah, I think you a lot of times you can avoid responding to a threat, to a direct threat. Like this is a direct threat. This is a direct threat. A lot of times you can ignore these, but only by making a bigger threat on your own. So this move, this rook move, you weren't really threatening anything. So I could just take. And in this case, you weren't threatening by this. You could have just taken. Yeah, and as Color Duck is pointing out, so yeah, I'd be curious what the reasoning for this move was. Like, were you hoping to maybe open this diagonal and attack here? Because this is still going to be pretty strong. You want your static rook. You want that to push that pawn. You thought the bishop. You thought you were going to make use of that bishop. Yeah, I think that's just too many moves in advance to be thinking. Personally, like that's a very long. If you think about it, like that's a very long range plan. Like that's one move to get your rook over. One move to open up the bishop diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, 4 pawn pushes to attack this. So right away, that's a minimum of 6 moves just to attack this. And meanwhile, I'll be attacking over here and potentially just blocking your bishop. So I think in general that's just too many moves to think about. But it is strategic, so I could be wrong. And there are players who play. This is called sleeve rook or sodebisha. One thing also that you should be aware of, and I don't want to just drown you with like minutia, but one thing about making this move is that you've now set yourself up for this kind of drop. So a silver on the bottom of the rook in the goal is a very common tactic, such that it has its own name. It's I think in English the translation is chop drop silver, I think, but wari no gin is the Japanese for that. I'm not sure if wari means chop. Uchi means drop. And silver or gin is the silver. But this is a very annoying move. It's not a move I'd make here, but it's a very annoying move because you have to, if you wanted your rook in this file, well, too bad. Pretty much you're gonna move it. I mean, you could potentially move it here, but then I get a defensive gold. Shogi seems complicated. It is extremely complicated. It is extremely complicated. And when I say complicated, I guess I should say difficult. I don't necessarily mean complicated as in there are a lot of rules. There's a whole programming discussion of simple versus complex. But yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, for now, this is good advice from Killer Ducky again. For now, pick a file, stick to it, and send your pawns up that file and try to clear the area for your rook. Because you're going to have to get multiple pieces involved in an attack. Like one piece can't really do anything in shogi for the most part. So we did this. This is the move. I think this is the move I spent the most time on, maybe. Yeah, I spent over a minute and a half on this move. I'm glad to see that I did make the right move. This incidentally just taking this, and it's the best move by a long shot. So I'm glad I didn't take on 9-2. I think I would have normally instinctively took this. But taking the pawn on 8-7 was the move. Yeah. This was not the move. It was okay. But, oh, the engine wants a lance. Fascinating. Fascinating. I'm curious. I have to look. Why? And then do we drop another lance? Oh, we just dropped the pawn. Okay. And then from here, I don't know if there was. I think here it's more instructive of how I might have been too slow. I think everything you did was somewhat forced. But mostly okay. I like the idea to try to get that rook. It's funny that the engine wants to take. I think practically I don't like this, but that's just me. Sharp left turn. Hello, nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in too long in person anyway. Yeah, the dragon hurts. The dragon definitely hurts once it's sort of running riot in the background. But yeah, you fought well. Thank you. So how much have you been playing? Are you playing a lot of shogi these days? Are you playing on Shogi Wars? Or are you playing mostly on? Well, you don't have an account on lishogi. Or have you just been watching the stream? I know that you mostly play Go. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, for someone who hasn't played much shogi, I think you played great. Some of these ideas, I think, are tricky. There's just so much trickiness. You did play some. Killer Ducky is demanding that you create an account now. Killer Ducky is the official lishogi welcoming crew and police. Yeah, it's a nice site. It's a nice site. It's like anything. Nothing is perfect, but it's a nice site. And I just learned how easy it is to create a game with an anonymous player. Like we ran into the pitfall of you creating a game and then getting joined by someone who was not me. But outside of that, which I still contend is an issue, not being able to decline games. Creating a game. This was actually, you don't create a game. You play with a friend. You do this, and then you create a link. I think that's awesome. Although, now that I created that link, am I bound to that? What happens if someone actually clicks that, what if someone copied that link right now and is inputting it into lishogi? Am I just going to get put into a game here? Like, how long do those, what's the lifetime of those links? Only one way to find out. I'm hoping no one does. Because I'm hoping no one does. Because I'm about to close up here. I guess I could just not make a move, but I hate doing that. I hate doing that. Who was that, Maxime? Is that one of the Belarus players? Oh, hello. We have a. Oh man, I got baited. I got jebaited. I got baited by the lishogi TV. I wanted to watch that other game. They must have finished. Sharp left turn. So I'm going to be closing up soon. Apologies. I'm going to be closing up soon here. If you think if someone has a link to the first person to go to it, yeah, the first person goes to play the game. But my question is, I only went to that page. I only created that link. I didn't actually want to play. But that link exists. So what happens now if someone goes there? And I'm not there, or if I'm in a tab here, like will it take me into that? I'm very curious. But like if TV switched into a game, the previous game is just below. Oh, hold on. There are multiple games? Well, there's the puzzle of the day. Oh, when you on TV, if you scroll down. Oh, okay. So this is previously. I see. Oh, that's cool. So this was a 1-minute bullet game. This is a 1 minute. Is this the current European champion? I don't like how this name doesn't link. Is this the I don't remember. I don't know if that's the name. But this is Belarus, right? This flag? I'm hovering. Am I not doing it right? Is this not a hoverable flag? Let me open this flag in a new tab. BY. Okay, so it is Belarus. I'm surprised it doesn't show that on hover. Anyway. We're getting strong players. This doesn't get much stronger than this. If this is who I think it is. Wait, what just happened? I have a game in progress with Anonymous. Maybe this is it? Did someone do this? Oh, so in the last game, I was wondering whose move it was, and I couldn't tell whose move it was because the clocks weren't moving. The reason is that friend games don't just start, right? That would make sense. So a game with a friend, even if there's a clock, it doesn't just start immediately. So someone has to make a move for it to start. That would make sense. All right. Anyway, I'm going to abort this. So I don't know who... Oh, Yloigh entered the link for science. Hello, Yloigh. Thank you. Thank you. Very interesting. It's fascinating to me that it didn't open up the game in my tab. It's fascinating to me. I would have expected it to just open up in I had 2 tabs open. So what does that show now? What does that show in my profile? Does it show that I aborted a game? I despise this. I despise this section here. Okay, so 607 games, and there it is, game aborted. But I don't think this counts as an aborted game. The aborted games I don't think count in game completion rate. Or maybe they do, but it was 97% before this, I think. And I don't recall ever leaving a game. Like, to me, if someone says, like, the game completion rate, what this means to me is that I closed the tab when I was losing. That's what game completion rate, like, means. And, you know, obviously, you know, not obviously, but I've never done that. Anyway, all right. So I think that is going to do it for today. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. Thank you so much for all the chat and the discussion on these games. And thank you for the help. I dream of Shogi, especially today. And just enjoy your Shogi. Take care. I will talk to you later. Bye.